Alright, before we get into the video, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all my social media. Also, make sure y'all go ahead and sub to the second channel. I'll be going live on there soon. Yeah, y'all see it in the title.
Wait, so you've been going for this long and the best thing you could do is make another video about the same topics?
Yeah. I mean, look at the numbers. They clearly enjoyed the last 2 videos about it.
Damn! Yeah, but that was like 2 months ago. Our palettes have obviously changed since then.
Bro, that was only a month ago, and you can't even spell palettes. Like I said, y'all seen the title, and I hate to be the one to break it to you, but that title was clickbait. But nah, I didn't date the school thotty, but I've had my fair share of encounters with her. But to be truthfully honest, I've only dated about 2 people in the whole time with me being in school. Any other time I'm rocking with somebody out of school, and that's because I really ain't want everybody to know what I had going on. Plus, I would have hated to be one of those couples in high school that did nothing but suck on each other's faces in between class periods. I'm over here trying to get into my locker so I can grab my 400-pound arithmetic textbook, and you got my and what does that even say? Bro, y'all should see what I have put. I'm gonna screenshot it. Demonte
What?
Demonte Quavion. There we go. Yeah. All right. And you got Marisha and Demonte Quavion. Is that racist?
Yeah.
I mean, I come up with probably the most ghetto names I could possibly think of every time I'm talking about people of African American descent.
Jamorion, LaMarcus, Quantavian, Phillips, Johnson, the second, the third.
The second, the third, like, where do I come up with this stuff from? Anyways, you got those 2 sucking on each other's faces while I'm trying to grab my and they act like they don't have every class together, the same lunch together, homeroom, study hall. They even meet up at the bathroom. But like I said, I did have encounters with the so-called school thot, and I say so-called because I don't really know if she was actually the school thot. She was the girl I mentioned that gave me the earrings as a Christmas present in my Types of Girls of School video. By the way, make sure y'all go ahead and check that out. I'm not sure if she was a school thot because I've only heard all the girls call her that, and that was most likely because she was the best looking at school. Anyway, the 2 girls that I did mess with were at 2 different high schools. The first one was during freshman year, and I only talked to her because she was cool with the popular girls, so I thought that would have gave me some type of clout, which is contradictory to my previous statement about being low-key, but there's a reason why I did this. See, everyone that was a freshman there were 8th graders from the school I had just transferred to, and I got there midway through 8th grade, and let's just say the way that I adjusted was not good at all. 65% of the students hated me at first because all I used to do was talk shit. Actually, I still low-key talk shit, but only when necessary. Anyways, I got to that school and I did not give a at all, but the other 35% really didn't care that I talked for real, so I was cool with them. And now I only with like 0.1% out of all the 35% that I was cool with in school. So that just goes to show you that a lot of your friends don't even matter in high school, to be truthfully honest. Those relationships usually don't either, unless you're an anomaly and you end up marrying a high school sweetheart. It was a couple of days into the school year, and it was our last class of the day. We get into our assigned seats, and I look over and I peep popular adjacent girl. So I say, "What's up?" And she smiled and she rolled her eyes. See, your average human being would be like, "So what? What's the big deal?" But see, when you're the Riz King, you know that if you can make a girl smile and giggle, then you can make them cheeks clap and
I thought it was laugh and giggle, not smile and giggle.
So the whole class, we was making small talk and flirting, and when our teacher had us do the whole introduction thing in the class, which I hated, the f are we introducing each other for? I'm not gonna see these people any other time, nor do I care to learn anything about them. So we're doing the introductions, and then it gets to me. I don't remember what I said, but it was probably some dumbass smart aleck remark that probably wasn't even that funny, but I remember half of the class laughing, half of the class being in shock, and the teacher unimpressed and slightly irritated. It was a digital media class, and he was telling us he worked with the likes of Oprah.
Yeah. Alright.
So in my head, I'm like, why the fuck is he working at this shitty ass school if he worked with Miss Everyone Gets a Free SRT Hellcat, aka you get a car, Oprah? Really? You're not even working in the main building. You're in the building that's 40 feet away from the school that looks like one of those giant shipping containers that went down with the Titanic. A submarine controlled by a Mario Kart Wii remote? Are you serious? Like, how the hell did the Titanic add 5 more bodies to the list years after it went down? Anyway, wait. And now that I think about it, he wasn't even it wasn't even digital media. It was intro to digital media. He was the teacher for introduction to digital media. So you definitely ain't working with no Oprah and you stuck with a bunch of freshmen. Anyway, at the end of class, I used my powers of extreme wizardry and ended up getting her number. If you want to be honest, I don't remember any of that relationship at all. That's how much I was invested into it. I probably sat next to her a couple of times at lunch, cause most of the time I was in the teacher's lounge eating one of the teacher's lunches and relaxing. I would walk with her to class, regular boyfriend protocol, but like I said, I wasn't that invested into the relationship. We never hung out after school. We never did nothing. One day I was coming back from lunch after eating one of the most delicious, luxurious lunches that the history teacher's wife packed for him. Cause I know damn well he ain't cooked that salmon to perfection. I like that. I was a degenerate. The fact that I ate that man's lunch with no remorse or regret, but hey, he should have thought of that before he gave me an F. And I made sure that F stood for fish. That I finessed from you out of the fridge. Boom! Alliteration right there. I guess I did learn something in school. One of my friends ran up to me at my locker and was like, I seen your girl walk into class with some dude. And I looked at him and I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, she was smiling and giggling. And I'm like, and what you telling me for? He was like, that's your girl. And I was like, is it? With a huge smirk on my face. And then I was like, okay, let me pretend I'm supposed to care. We had science together, so I sat next to her and I was like, so you was walking with some other dude? And she was like, yeah. She didn't even deny it. Now, I'd probably be hurt if I actually cared, but I didn't. And before I was able to say something else, she was like, but it's only because you wouldn't give me any attention or you seemed like you weren't interested. I said, you know what? That's actually terrible of me and I apologize. I understand if you don't want to keep talking. She was like, no, that's actually the opposite of what I want. Not what I thought her response was going to be honest. We ended up talking for like 2 more months and then we called it quits. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember who initiated the breakup, but I only got broken up with once and that wasn't it. So it was probably me.
She addicted me just like some Ritalin. Your girl up for grabs, I snatch it and dance. Don't know why she play like she innocent. I get to the bag, I'm thumbing through cash. You know that I'm counting up dividends. Put this shit on my back and stack up on racks. Wake up and I'll do all this shit again. I've been up for 7 days and I'm making plays. Can't let nothing take all my energy. Make sure the family stay pay for some centuries. I do not beef, I just pray for my enemies. Mama look at me like what's getting into me. Dumb as they hit like a shot of that Hennessy. Hodger and Mama, we look like the military. Run up on me, I got heavy artillery. Swear the clip might be as long as a centipede.